Mom, you're gonna say this is gross.
Welcome back, YouTube. So, I bought me a new little toy, and it is going to be the Ranger 1800 rangefinder by Vortex. A little backstory on why I went with this one. One, this is $300 is what I paid for it. That's expensive. I don't get sponsors. I work for my money. So, all of them are pretty expensive, and I know that this one's going to do what I want it to do. But the biggest reason why I bought this is because I did see a couple reviews on some other things that were a little bit better than this. But it's got a lifetime transferable warranty. If this breaks for whatever reason, I send it in, they either repair it or they send me a new one. And to me, that's great. Don't get me wrong, Vortex makes a lot of nice stuff, a lot of nice scopes. This is actually basically ranked one of the best rangefinders you can get out there. So it's not like it's a piece of crap and then, but they give you a good warranty. There's a lot of reviews that actually said that this was in the top 5 or even 3 maybe. A lot of the other ones also I found were not waterproof, whereas this one is. So let's kind of go over a little bit. So it comes in this box. It's very tiny. See, my hand covers it up. And what's on the inside of the box is, I already took it out. I've been playing with it. But you get your manual. You get this, which I'll show you what that's for in a second. Your Allen key. Sorry, if you don't know what that is, it's an Allen key. You get your lanyard. And which is not in here anymore, but this little piece, there's a battery that's like stuffed in here. And like I said, I've already had it out and play with it and mess with it. And then the silicone or silica gel, do not eat it. If you want to eat it, go ahead. I don't care what you do, but that's what's in the box. And then also you get nice little carrying case that comes on that you can strap to your belt. It has a belt strap right here. It's got your, I want to call this Velcro, but it's not. It's a whatever. You know what this is. It's a clip. All right, so it keeps it in there. And then fits nicely in there. And it also comes with, which I was kind of surprised. I was actually reading this a little bit. So if you don't want this to do the work for you, because it's got 2 different modes. It's got MOA slope, or it's got HCD, I think is what they call it. Yeah, HCD and LOS. HCD is horizontal component distance. So that's like if you're shooting long range with a rifle or you're shooting a bow, it measures the angle into your yardage. And then LOS, which stands for line of sight, is just a direct line straight to it. That's your distance. And if you're wanting to use that, but still like kind of do your own math, it actually comes with a little card for MOA on one side and MRAD on the other, and it gives you the degree that it would be at. I don't know if you can see that. It gives you the degree that you'd be at, and then how the level ground drop data, how much the ground is actually going out at so many. I don't know how this is actually doing it, but it shows slope, angle, in degrees, And then it says has the drop. It says level ground drop data for MOA. And it shows 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, all the way up to 30. So I'm not a sniper or anybody that can actually know what the hell this is doing. I bought it basically for bow hunting. I am wanting to buy an 308 and possibly 1 year go do some big game hunting, whether it be elk or moose. So I probably will be taking that for sure and using it. And that's when I may need to do some more research into this and figure it out. This case, I don't plan on really using it unless I'm storing it. I have a chest pack that has my binos in it, and this is going to connect right to the side of it, so it'll be easy for me to see what I need to do and then put it back. So anyways, this piece, it comes with, and this was another reason why I bought this one. It has a belt clip, and you can take the screws out of it and put it on this side if you want. So I guess if you're left-handed, you want to set it over there, boom, you got it. But the impact, I was actually looking at the impact, vortex impact, basically because of the one of the biggest things was the warranty, and I got to noticing that it didn't have this. The impact goes to 850 yards, and I said, you know what? It's $100 cheaper, but that right there was pretty much worth $100. But then again, I also thought to myself, okay, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and get the bigger one anyways, because if I do go do big game hunting and I'm shooting something at 500 or 600 yards, that might actually give me the yardage. But you know, if the rangefinders and everybody, and if you don't know anything about rangefinders, if the thing says an 1800 yards is what it goes up to, pretty much knock it down to about half, because on an animal you're only going to be able to read about half the distance on an animal. If you have a good reflective surface like a building or something like that, you can probably get it up to 1800 yards, but you've got to have like a perfect surface. So just plan on that. If you're using it for hunting, you're going to get about half of what it actually says. So I figured at half of that, that's 900 yards. I don't think I will take a shot at 900 yards at an elk or a moose or a bear or anything I'm hunting, but I may take a shot at 500 yards. I may take a shot at 400 yards. And if I went with the impact, half of 450 is 420 or 850 is 425. So I may run out of room on it. So I said, you know what? I'll make the investment and I'll get the bigger one for now. So just me playing with it a little bit, it's actually feels really good in the hand. It's not that big. Literally, I can almost cover up the whole thing. I'll try to give you a couple of views here in a minute. But from what I've been testing with it, I've been able to mark things up to 280 yards with ease. I mean, it didn't have any problem. It just read it and showed it to me. It does have the feature of where if you hold the button down, you can scan and actually measure the distance as you're scanning. Another thing I really like about this one, opposed over the impact, is in the impact you have your crosshairs and your data that reads on the inside. It's black. Whereas this one has 3 different modes of low, medium, and bright, and it's in red. So it's very easy to see. Like I said, I'll show you in a little while. And it's got an adjustable eyepiece, so that way you're able to see what you need to see. 14 yards is my sync over there. So anyways, and then don't ever look in the end of it with measuring. I wasn't measuring, but it just like one of those things. Oh crap! It just makes you jump a little bit because it is a laser and it will screw your eyes up. So the battery goes in here. It's a pretty easily twist off cap, and it's waterproof. Your lanyard would go in here if that's what you decided that you wanted to use. You can see the little holes there. And Like I said, there's your belt clip. The top buttons here are, we'll say menu and measure. So you can actually change it from yards to meters in the menu. You can, well, here, let me go through the menu. Let me go through the directions here for my little book here. Just kind of give you an overall data on it. And if you guys have any questions, please ask. I have the thing, right? I can tell you. Don't go spend $300 if you're unsure and you're wanting some information. So right here it says reflective range is 10 to 1,800 yards. So I can measure anything, which I think I read somewhere else. It also goes to 9. So 9 yards is the closest I can measure. Up to 1,800 yards with the reflective, something that's very reflective. Deer range, an average size deer, and it even says it in here. So 10 to 900 yards. This is an 1,800 yard rangefinder, but on deer, it only goes to 900. So right there's half. Accuracy is plus or minus 3 yards at 1,000, which is pretty good. I've seen some that are better that say that they're only a yard. But I don't think 3 yards is going to, if you're shooting a rifle at 1,000 yards, I don't think, I don't know, it might, but that's where you taking the time and putting in the time to be a good shooter was gonna be better off. Max angle reading is plus or minus 60 degrees with an incline of 50. Magnification is 6, so it sees up to 6 times. It's got a zoom of basically 6. It's not adjustable. It's 6x. That's it. The objective lens is 22 millimeters, so this is 22 millimeters in diameter. And your field of view is 315 feet at 1,000 yards. So you're going to see a lot of area at 1,000 yards. Eye relief is 17 millimeters, so that means that at 17 millimeters away, I can see perfectly everything. So it's got to be somewhat close to your eye. I mean, I'm not touching, but you can see it's fairly close, and this is where I've got to be at to see everything well. Operating temperatures are 14 degrees to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. That worried me a little bit because I'm in the north. It's cold, and there's times that I'm hunting at 0 degrees. So hopefully that's just a estimate or whatever, and it doesn't have problems. Diopter is plus or minus 3 diopters. I don't know what the hell that is. Don't ask me. Just Google the definition. The size is 1.3 inches from width this way. So 1.3 inches across. It is 3 inches from top to bottom. And it is 3.9 inches from the edge of the eyepiece to the edge to here. Give you some, if you need, go get a ruler or a measuring tape, measure it out, and then you can kind of see what it looked like in your hand. Let's see. Ranger 1800 rangefinder. It shows the menu button, the measure button. It has adjust focus with the eye cup, the lanyard sockets, battery compartment, utility clip. It shows you battery installation, shows you how to power on. So to power it on, the first thing you gotta do is click your measure once, and then you hold, and that's how you get the first click is just to kind of turn it on and get it initiated. Second click, or to hold it, gets your actual distance. There is a battery meter level on the inside of here that shows you how much your battery's at. I've been told that it lasts a long time. Like I said, I'll try to show you that in a minute. Your mode selection is in the menu, which will give you your HCD or your LOS, and you can change your meters or yards. You have the brightness setting on there as well in the menu that goes from low, medium, high. I think it's on medium right now. Which is also what you guys will see, because that's what I've kept it at, is just the medium. The ranging, it tells you to press and release. Scan ranging, like I said, you hold the button, it'll scan. Then it tells you about the HCD mode and how to use HCD, and then the LOS mode and what that does. And this actually kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of how that works, the line of sight, and with that card I was showing you. So in the LS mode, additional numbers, there's an additional number displayed below which tells you your incline your incline angle. And so if you're measuring at like 225 yards and your incline's at 4 degrees, then I think the rough idea I have basically is you go, okay, at 225 yards, which just doesn't even go to 4 degrees. It goes 14. So say we're at 14 degrees. And my yardage is going to be, see, I don't know how to read this. I'm not for sure. I can do some research and try to figure it out if that's what you guys really want to know about it. But to me, it seems like that if it's at 225 yards, 200 yards, and the angle's at 14 degrees, and I know that 14 degrees going down from where I am, mathematics and blah, 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 at 200 yards, then it's actually going to be so many feet down. And it's all a bunch of stuff I'm not aware of. Like, I keep in the HCD mode because I'm just going to use it for ranging distances for deer or bow hunting. And what am I going to be at? Maybe 60 yards. I have a pen set for 50, but I don't think I ever shoot that far. Then they have a scan feature. Oh, this also does come with a tripod mount on the bottom. So I guess if you're out in the, wide open ranges and you want to keep it perfectly steady so you can measure that distance on that caribou or whatever is out there, it does have a tripod mount on the bottom, so that way you can screw it in and hold it perfectly steady. Then it gives you a couple ideas or a couple things on maintenance and the FCC requirements, and then also the safety on the laser and the precautions, and so on. So that's your rangefinder, VTX Ranger 1800. And like I said, let's go now. I'll show you what I can of through the lens. So here's what the inside looks like. Oops. You see I just clicked it, and that's what you see. Now if I'm going to hold it, it gives you your, I don't know what the 5 blinking is. I got to figure that out. But it shows the house across the street. I'm standing at the back of my house is 57 yards. Here's my truck, 13, 12. Like I said, as we scan it, it can show the distances 20. That tree's at 13. Or if I just let go, it will just hold it. So there, I'm gonna click it on, and there's my shed, and it's 20 yards away. Like I said, I've had this up about 280 just playing with it. The neighbor's shed, is 50 yards. I'm sure you can see this a lot better than I can, but I'm looking at through a screen. That house over there is 88 yards, looks like. That one's 85. So it has no problem. And like I said, the view on it's actually pretty good. You get a 6X. And I really like how it's red. And you can adjust that low, medium, high of how bright you want. So there's just a little review of what it looks like. And like I said, if I wanted to go to the menu, which is kind of a pain, especially holding my camera, so I'm not going to do it now, but it's that's what it looks like looking through it. And like I said, I love the red. It's easy to see, and I'm excited to use it this weekend. So all right, so there you have it. there's the Vortex Ranger 1800. He said, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I tried to give you the best in-depth detail review as I could. And we'll try to, like I said, I can give you updates as we go. You know, how long the battery lasts, whatnot, and what the actual durability of it is. But right now, I think it was the best option for me. And I think it's going to work really well. So, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope that everything that I brought is, you know, it helps you in some way. And like I said, if you have any questions, please comment. I'll answer all the questions or all the comments I see, as long as YouTube tells me that you've commented. That's about the only way I can know. But like I said, let me know if you have any questions. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.